Welcome to the Pitchwerks podcast. I'm Scott McTaggart. Over the last 20 years, I've been a sales rep, a marketer, a manager, an executive, a consultant, and an advisor. This show is designed to give you access to my list of contacts so that you can learn more about how to present your ideas at work and succeed in your career.
Startups and salespeople, marketers and managers from the Epicast Network in Pittsburgh. It's the Pitchwerks podcast.
Yeah, we were just talking to different size companies, large and small, and we're at the Pittsburgh Business Show talking to all kinds of companies too. So it's been great.
Hey everybody, Scott, Wednesday, Pitchwerks podcast. I think you knew that. This week we're doing it different because we're over at the David L. Lawrence Convention Center for the Pittsburgh Business Show. It's a business trade show. It's open to pretty much any type of business, and we're going to go from booth to booth. We're going to ask some people to deliver a pitch, and we're going to talk about their pitches right there with them. This was a lot of fun so far, and we're just going to keep it rolling. Just a reminder, subscribe to this fine program, and you will get it automatically every single week on Wednesday morning before everybody else can get it. And let's face it, they're doing a lot more work to get it anyway. So, I mean, it's a win-win for everybody. Let's hit the show floor. Let's find out what people are selling, and let's figure out, what kind of verbiage and positioning they're using. All right, so here we are on the floor of the Pittsburgh Business Show, April 25th, over here at the David L. Lawrence Convention Center. And, we're going to be walking the floor a little bit, make sure that we'll talk to some people and analyze some pitches, do our thing. So we're going to walk the floor. We're going to have some fun. We're going to see what it is that people are handing out and, kind of just see what's what. It's only right that we come over here to aisle number 100, which is really more like aisle number 1. Oh, these poor folks. Nobody starts at the beginning. I don't understand. Well, let's start at the beginning. Let's get these people kicked off. All right, so we're at the Dissolves booth, which is, the very first stop we're making. So, look, I'm going to be honest with you. The way I do this is probably going to be totally clunky. And I don't know, I'm catching you at the beginning of your day, too. What's your name?
I'm Darieth Chisolm. I'm just getting loosened up, too.
Oh, dude, trust me, you're not the only one who's having these problems. Like, I get here, and it's like the tongue's not loose yet. And tell me about Dissolves.
Well, Dissolves, it's a company that focuses on making dissolvable packaging for the producers of drink mixes. So right now, you get a drink mix that comes in a tub. You have a scoop, and you got to dig through the powder. You got to find the scoop. You got to measure it. You got to level it off. You make a mess. It's all over your hands. And I dressed up in my nice suit today. I couldn't get powder over me. People take these things every morning. So what we're doing is we're making these products easier to use by packaging them into our natural, dissolvable, edible pods. So similar to a Tide Pod, but
I'm not going to end up on Facebook as a result. I'm not going to look stupid as a result. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, it'll get you a lot less likes, but it'll keep you alive a lot longer.
I like this plan. I could get on board with this plan. Who is your customer?
So we're looking to partner with branded drink mixes. So someone like GNC maybe here in Pittsburgh or Kool-Aid, where we could package individual servings of their products, but in this dissolvable packaging to save the consumers time and effort.
I don't know if they have a booth here, but if they do, I will totally represent you guys. Where's your business card?
That would be excellent. It's right here.
Where can people find you on the internet if they need to?
It's at Dissolves, DISSOLVES.launchrock.com. That'd be the best place to find us. Or you could reach out to me, Darieth Chisolm, on LinkedIn. That'd probably be even better.
I'll link it on the show page so people can find you if they need to, but I will keep my eye out for GNC and anybody else that seems like they'd be a good fit for you. Jared, thanks for the time.
Yeah, that was great.
Cool. All right, so we're here at the Net Experts booth. Megan Paulus, even though I want to call you Police, and I think it's probably right. Is it right?
Yeah, it is right, technically.
Every once in a while I get one right. So what does Net Experts do, and who is your customer?
So we are an IT service provider. We focus on managed services, cybersecurity, and cloud services. Our target customer, we work mostly with small to medium-sized businesses, anywhere from 5 users up to 150, but we can really work across any industry. That was really, really well delivered. How long have you been with the company? 5 years this month, actually. It's all the practice. No, you did a great job. So a lot of people don't necessarily understand when they need you versus when they don't need you, right? So if I'm not sure, if I'm on the fence, right, is there anything I should be looking for in terms of like, I would be a good Net Experts customer? Have you analyzed that? I mean, I can honestly tell you that every business needs us. Everyone thinks when they see the cyber attacks on TV and read about them online that, oh, my business is too small or that can't happen to me. Nobody's trying to get at me. They're not looking for you specifically. The cyber attacks are just looking for any way they can get customer information from you.
You are honestly doing a great job. Did you do like any sort of like presentation training? Like, how did you get into this part of the universe?
Well, I have a business degree with a minor in marketing. I worked in retail for about 5 years, so I was always in front of people, and this just was a perfect fit for me.
Megan, thank you so much for spending some time with us. All right, so we're here with Jack Kimball, the general manager of Rivers Club. Jack, how are you?
I'm terrific.
So I know that I just kind of showed up and shoved you outside your comfort zone here, but, you know, I'm curious. Tell me about the Rivers Club and tell me about sort of what you're showing in your booth today.
Okay, well, we're not the Rivers Casino, first thing, because everybody gets that wrong. We are the Rivers Club. We're in 1 Oxford Center. We're a private business and sports club, but we are open to the public with a number of things as well.
So you say that you're not the Rivers Club, or the Rivers Casino, rather. It seems like that's been something of a point of contention since they opened the casino.
They spend a lot of money on advertising, so Rivers is what people hear, yes. So
that's amazing. I never thought about that because I guess the Rivers Club has been around forever as far as I'm concerned. You know, it's a local institution for me. I mean, you had to have had the conversation about, like, you know, making the logo different or talking about it differently. Tell me about that, if you will.
We did just undergo a reinvention of about $5 million, and we did redo the logo, and we actually talked about changing the name at that time, too, and stuck with our name because it is who we are, 35 years. But sometimes confusing. We've had people for weddings show up at the casino and vice versa, so it's kind of interesting.
Oh, that's terrible. I would feel so bad if that was me and I showed up to the wrong place. So the Rivers Club, like I said, I mean, it's one of those places that's been around. It's a landmark. You know, I've got family members that have belonged there, you know, at different times over the years. Who is your customer?
Downtown business people. We're kind of in the financial side of the district. We're in 1 Oxford Center, so right around us is all the law firms, all the accounting firms, all the banks, but we really are anyone that's in business downtown. Entrepreneurs, just about anybody. We have all kinds of touchdown rooms where people can come in and do work while they're there during the day, so a lot of people office away from their office at the club, and then it's all about athletics. I mean, we've got 55,000 square feet of athletics, so there's plenty of things for people to do.
It's interesting in the culture that we're in right now where it's kind of like the co-working thing is now on the rise, but there are people who have an office who are also looking for a place to work that's not the office. And how long have you offered that sort of separate working area?
That was with the last reinvention we did. We added 5 touchdown rooms and then communal tables that are all wired. So, I mean, people come in, sit in the touchdown rooms for 2 hours at a time, and then they step out and someone else takes them and they go out to one of our tables in the E-Lounge. And we have people, I'd say, all day long that are working out of the club. Sometimes just because they're bored of being in their office, sometimes because they office at home, and this is convenient to be downtown, and just sometimes because there's a lot going on at the club.
How long have you been giving these presentations? Because you're really smooth at it.
Not long, but I've done a lot of speaking. I've done a lot of things, particularly with colleges and hospitality programs, golf management programs, and so on. So
I appreciate the time. Where can people find you on the internet if they're looking for the Rivers Club?
It would be www.riversclub.com.
Thanks for the time. I do appreciate it. All right, so we're here in the 400 range of booths, and I just met Vanessa Dodds. Vanessa, how are you?
I'm good today. How are you, Scott?
Okay, so fair statement, like I got to make sure everybody knows you already delivered your pitch to me once because we were introduced by mutual friends, but unfortunately I didn't have the recorder turned on, and I think you gave it really well. So hit us with Connections for Success is the name of the company. Hit us with the Connections for Success pitch.
So what Connections for Success does, we help companies with expansion opportunities, growth, as well as alignment for their businesses. As they're expanding their teams, they're growing their teams to make sure their business is in alignment with their mission, their goals, their services, and products. We also do organizational training across your teams for management, leadership development, and cross-departmental communication. For our workforce development service that we offer is onboarding. We do a lot of new employees. We help with 1 week intensive integration so they learn your philosophy and mission so they can hit the ground running and they're ready to go. And then also we do professional development planning for your current employees to upskill that talent and have your succession plan.
You did a really nice job again. It's really smooth. Now, how long have you been doing this?
So since 2016.
So it's still pretty new. Obviously, you know, with a business like this, you know, you came from somewhere else where you got started in these disciplines, right? How much time did you spend in the field before you decided to go out and do this?
So I have over a decade's worth of experience across like not only the educational kind of arena as well as professional development, but also workforce development and strategic planning and business alignment. So over a decade working across multiple businesses and industries. And so I decided to jump out on my own where I wasn't under government funding and portfolio funding, so I could help more businesses and really see them expand and grow and reap the benefits of what I could offer.
So what do you attribute the smoothness of your pitch to? Like, how did you get to the point where when I just kind of come up here and shove a microphone in your face, you're ready to just deliver it? I mean, I would say you probably had it timed so it was under 60 seconds. It felt like you had a pretty good sense of how long you wanted it to be. And it didn't seem like you really stuttered or were looking for anything. You knew exactly what notes to hit, what cadence to use. Like, what do you attribute that to?
I think good communication skills first and foremost, but then also a passion for what you do. So you can communicate it well to others. So it's not like hard on what you're trying to think about. Okay, what do I want to say? It's just automatically comes out because you breathe it, you eat it, you're passionate about everything that you do. So then you can communicate that well.
That was a really, really good, like, PR-ified answer. Now I'm going to peel back one layer, right? It still comes with practice, right? You had to do a lot of practice. Where'd you get your practice?
So a lot of looking in the mirror, honestly, to figure out how you communicate and then what your body expressions then are as well. Not only what's coming out of your mouth verbally, but watching yourself and how you present.
Yeah, I mean, people can't see you because if we did a video version of this show, it'd come out once a month instead of once a week. I'm really slow on the edit. But yeah, I mean, your body language was all controlled. You know, you stood in the box. You were, you know, just like very... there was no distraction in your presentation. So I was able to look you in the face and hear what you were saying. Nothing else going on, nothing extraneously, no bangly stuff making noise in the background. Everything was very focused. You did a great job. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you stopping by.
Wait.
Oh, wait.
We got to tell people where to find you on the internet. It's only fair.
Yes. So you can find me on the internet at www.connectionsforsuccess.net, and that's a number 4.
It's a number 4 to keep it shorter. Thanks, Vanessa.
All right. Take care.
All right, so luckily, we just ran into a good friend of ours, Priya from Flexable, a good friend of this fine program. Priya, how are you?
I'm good. Scott, how are you?
I'm not going to lie. I'm really happy to see you. People have been trying to sell me all kinds of things today. So what's new with Flexable?
Actually a lot. We are starting to play around with workplace childcare, thinking about childcare as a benefit for employees, especially when the days when school's closed and work isn't. So Election Day, Martin Luther King Day, those types of things. I know we talked about that last time, but there's a lot of momentum behind it, and a lot of companies are receptive to providing childcare as a benefit on site because you can't build a $15 million daycare center on site. Why not try and create something that is more conducive to the bottom line and also helps your employees out?
You've been practicing that one quite a bit too. There's a little bit of polish there. Very nicely done. Where have you been pitching lately?
Actually, I pitched at the Disrupt HR conference last week, so a little bit was from there. But yeah, we were just talking to different size companies, large and small, and we're at the Pittsburgh Business Show talking to all kinds of companies too. So it's been great.
So tell me about the tchotchkes you decided to put in the booth here because they're multicolorful.
Can I just tell you? So we've got our marketing materials and stuff, and we've got a coloring page with some crayons, but we have an Etch-a-Sketch and some Magnetiles, and I kid you not, a woman came by before and tried to steal my Magnetiles, and I had to tell her, those are not for taking, those are for playing, and I had to run around and get them from her.
I love you, but that's your fault.
Enticing?
I love you, but that is your fault. And I don't want to say that.
Not for taking.
But as soon as you stuck it out there in that danger zone, whatever happened to them was your fault. So always good to hear from Priya. I encourage you to check out Flexable. That's with an A, FLEXABLECARE.com. Priya is just, one of our most popular guests we've ever had and just doing a really good job. Okay, so our next stop is here. Industrious has a booth, and Industrious is actually a pretty big outfit. If you're not familiar, they're a co-working space. I'm going to let Anna Bixler tell the story, but they've got, 35, 36 locations?
Yes, we have, we're going on 35 locations throughout the U.S., so national co-working company.
That's a big deal. So I got to ask, what's the official, no one knows who you are, how do you start them off?
So I basically tell them that we're a premium co-working space. We offer office space for individuals that are just starting out. So small businesses, maybe you're just coming up with your own business and you need a place to work from, all the way up to Fortune 500 company teams that are remote. So they're based in other locations as well. So we provide the desk and the chair, but we take it a step further, and we make sure that you're proud and excited to come to work each and every day. So we equip you with hospitality, the events, networking. We serve breakfast every day, unlimited amounts of coffee to keep you flowing throughout the day. And we just we put together events so there's natural community that occurs. So lots of cross collaboration with folks, different businesses throughout the floor. So if you need a logo made, well, let me introduce you to the company down the hall that knows how to do that, and you can get a logo made for your company right here, all without leaving the floor.
You're actually working with people on the day-to-day?
Yeah, exactly. So, when I'm in the cafe and I'm making coffee and I see a member that, does financial backing, I'm going to introduce them to the member across the table, and, maybe they can work with one another. So my job as community manager is to make sure that our members are taken care of every day, but also to make them feel really welcome. And so I feel like a part of that is just creating that community. So I'm a connector too, make sure that everybody gets connected and natural meetings happen, and it's my favorite to kind of watch those meetings happen in the common space. They'll grab coffee and then kind of get together and chat about how they can work together.
I literally spent $80 on Starbucks one day last month, so I think I know what you're talking about. You said it's a premium co-working space, and that obviously, don't mind me saying so, has that's given you some traction in prior conversations. You made a point to call it a premium co-working space. Tell me what that means to you.
Yeah, sure. So, it's true. We are a premium co-working space in a premium location, 1 PPG Place, the 31st floor. We feel that we're premium in what we provide. So it is what you get out of it, and it is what you pay for, right? You're going to make connections. You're going to, no matter how many times you use the office and how many cups of coffee you drink or how many pieces of paper you print out or how much Wi-Fi you use, that's all included. So it's an all-inclusive membership, and it really is a premium service that we provide. I had a tour the other day, and he came through and he asked me point blank, he said, "Anna, you're the most expensive option. Why should I choose you?" And I was like, okay, here we go. And so I geared up to give him my pitch, but really, what he wanted was premium for his team. So what I'm dealing with right now is it's a company that they're under construction for the summer, and so they need a place to go for the summer, but he's inconveniencing his employees, so he wants to give them a space where they can absolutely feel premium and just he can be so sorry that we're inconveniencing you, but take a look at these views and enjoy this coffee and enjoy snack time and enjoy National Tequila Day, whatever it is that we're celebrating that day, I think through each tour that I give, it gets a little bit more comfortable. But going back to, for me, I'm not a natural salesperson. Sales was never, in my background. So I'm not going to be able to effectively or comfortably sell a product that I don't really care about. So our mission statement at the end of the day for Industrious is to make people proud and excited to come to work each day. And the fact that I truly do get to live that out. And I think it's easier to sell something when I really do believe in it. And so I think it just comes naturally because it's something that I'm passionate about. And I love Industrious, and I love the people that work for it, and it's a great company, and it was built on the simple mission of to make people proud and excited.
All right, last question. What's the URL so people can find you if they're looking for you?
www.industriousoffice.com, and then you can go and check out the Pittsburgh location as well. And then we have an Instagram too, at Industrious Pitt.
You got to do the Instagram so you can see the views out the window. I took the tour over there a couple weeks ago, and a friend of the show had invited us in to, take a look at their new digs over there at 1PPG. Point of fact, I met literally one of the most powerful people in Pittsburgh in the elevator, on my way up to go see this tour. So that ain't nothing. I appreciate the time.
Yeah, thank you so much. Really nice to meet you.
Okay, our last stop of the day is with local celebrity Darieth Chisolm. Darieth, how are you?
I'm great, thank you.
So I'm going to be 100% honest. I came into this room not knowing what you were working on. Someone had told me you were going to be here, and I expect to find you in places like this because, again, there's something about trusted voices, and I think that's where you were local news trusted voice, and I just assumed of course this is the kind of thing that Darieth would be at, but then I started hearing what you were saying on the main stage, and I realized you're kind of in startup mode like some of the folks in our audience. Why don't you, if you don't mind, just let them know what you're working on?
Yeah, well, me being here, certainly, because for the last 6-7 years I am a life and business coach, so I work with a lot of small business owners. It only makes sense for me to obviously be at the Pittsburgh Business Show, but what I chose to focus on today on my main stage was this idea of reinventing yourself after you've faced some major setback or challenge. And I figured, business owners can identify with that, right? We have businesses, we have startups, we have failures, we have challenges. What do we do with ourselves when we have felt this sense of shame or embarrassment or humiliation over that? Mine, unfortunately, is a little more personal in that I am a recent, and I hate to use this word, but it's the one way to describe it, a victim of revenge porn after I had content and photos and videos of me released onto the internet by a vengeful ex-boyfriend. I could have remained quiet about that. I could have chosen to continue to deal with harassment. And then when I discovered that there are hundreds of thousands of victims who are facing cyberbullying, cyber harassment, and revenge porn, I decided to use my voice and my story and my platform to do something about it.
So if I might just make one comment on that, it's very powerful that you can just make the plain statement, right? As you're presenting, I think the first hurdle that people have a hard time overcoming is the fact that they can't just talk about it in plain terms the way you just did, which is powerful. You don't give it power in the way you presented it to us just now. You said, I hate to use this word, but this is what happened, and I use this term because it's how you will understand it in shorthand rather than me explaining it in the long way around. But your audience is hoping to get some sort of a community strength from you and from your materials. Is that a fair statement?
It is a fair statement. I appreciate you putting it in that light in terms of not giving it much attention. First off, the term revenge porn is it's so salacious. It's a term that was made up by the media, and women who have been harassed and assaulted and abused in this way obviously take great offense to it, and I'm one of them. But I use it because it's a term that people understand. The other thing is that I really don't, in my reason for talking about this, is not about making people feel more victimized by it, but trying to figure out how people can be more courageous to fight it and to pick themselves back up after they have been assaulted and humiliated in this way. And of course, that's where my life coaching skills come into play. But what I'm also aware of is that there are many people who can't. This for just like, we see multiple victims now speaking out with the Me Too movement because there's some safety in numbers, women who have been impacted by cyber or by sexual assault. This is no different. And so if people like me have found our way to be courageous enough to talk about it openly, to get to the real issues and to call for more advocacy, stronger laws, stricter enforcement, then so be it. I've said it over and over again, I'll go to the UN, I'll go to Congress. It's that important, especially because so many children are taking their lives and women as well.
I would say it was very courageous of you to say, I am going to be the person and this is going to be my issue, right? But then there's the other piece, which is you had to start a business, right? You're a startup too. And I love the sneakers. You welcome to the club, right? The convention workers club. We all have sneakers that so we don't kill our backs, right? What are the challenges now that you got the hard part, the advocacy and like, this is my identity. What are the hard parts now on the startup side?
It is a startup. I took a hard left turn on this one because once I decided I was going to get out and share this story, then it became, what am I going to do about it? I didn't just want to be someone who's holding up a Me Too sign and not making noise that really makes a difference. And so 50 Shades of Silence was born, and it is multifaceted. It is a documentary that I'm filming. It's a website that has a ton of resources and support for victims. Of course, I'm calling for more advocacy and collaboration among groups that are out there who are fighting against cyberbullying. And then the biggest piece of this is what I call my empowerment piece, which is everyday courage. It is, in fact, a sub-brand, if you will, of 50 Shades of Silence, because it's intended to empower people to choose courage each and every day. And when you said startup, you're right. I feel like I'm birthing 3 babies at a time.
That's how you know you're doing it right.
Right. Well, you're having triplets. That's what I'm having, triplets.
Is there any part that you're struggling with right now in terms of the like 28 or 30 different factors that a business goes through every day?
Well, it's interesting because 50 Shades is because we're raising money to film the documentary. I mean, we have a sizable budget. It's not cheap to film a feature-length documentary. And I, frankly, have never had to raise funds. I've always, as a solopreneur, went out like everyone else and earned money. Well, in this space, we did an Indiegogo as a first wave of fundraising. We have partnered with a Fractured Atlas, which serves as our fiscal sponsor for 501c3. So when people want to make charitable contributions, they can. That's all new to me. Now, what I didn't do was have a 4th baby, and that would have been to have founded a nonprofit. So we didn't do that. I knew better to at least partner with someone, but it takes careful attention to that and asking for people to make donations so we can continue to film the documentary. Then once that's complete, we need to get into editing and distribution. I'd love to do community screenings. So this project will have, as I'm having babies, will grow up and be here for a significant amount of time.
Where can people find you on the internet?
Oh, a couple places. 50 shadesofsilence.com. So that's 50 shadesofsilence.com. And at my website, DariethChisolm.com.
We'll link it from the show page so people can find it a little bit easier.
Great. We're also all over social media, so you can find us, at various different places. And the one thing I would say is that if you go to the website, please peruse it, please share it. You don't know who might be experiencing some form of cyber abuse or cyberbullying. We also have something I'm really excited about. It's called Becoming an Angel Ambassador. And really all that is you saying, yes, I'll spread the word. I'll let people know. We'll let kids know about it. So check us out.
We definitely will. Thank you for the time.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right, we're done shaking people down for their pitches. I hope you enjoyed it. Next week, we're back to the regular thing. It'll be Wednesday morning. If you're subscribed, you'll get it automatically. We hope to find you there.
The Pitchwerks podcast comes to you from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, a production of the Epicast Network and McTaggart, LLC. Engineering and production by Buzzy Torek and Nick Miller. For more information, show feedback, and ad sales, visit pitchwerks.com. EITCHWERKS.com. On social media, find and follow the show on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram using that same brand name, EITCHWERKS.